Christina Onnested. The House January 6th committee will hold its final hearing of the summer in prime time tonight. A former national security official in the Trump White House, Matthew Pottinger, and a former White House press aide, Sarah Matthews, will be key witnesses. Both resigned in the immediate aftermath of the deadly Capitol insurrection. Along with a former assistant to Trump's chief of staff, Cassidy Hutchinson, they're the only White House insiders to testify publicly. The House committee hearing tonight is expected to focus on what Trump did and did not do as his supporters swarmed the Capitol. The panel will delve into 187 minutes in which it says Trump did nothing to stop the violence, but instead gleefully watched on television at the White House. Meanwhile, leaders of the committee say the Secret Service may have violated the law by purging text messages sent on the day of and the day before the Capitol insurrection. Democratic Chair Benny Thompson, who has tested positive for COVID-19 and will not be present at today's hearing, and Vice Chair Republican Liz Cheney issued a statement noting when the Secret Service purged the text 3 weeks after the Capitol attack, 4 House committees had already sought the records. Thompson and Cheney say the failure to preserve the records may represent a possible violation of the Federal Records Act. They say their committee seeking additional Secret Service records as well, and that every effort must be made to retrieve the lost data. Pacifica station KPFA will broadcast the hearing at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, hosted by Mitch Jeserich. What will come of the January 6th hearings? The Justice Department is conducting its own investigation into the 2020 election, and when asked about it Wednesday by a reporter, Attorney General Merrick Garland indicated he's open to filing charges against a former president.
There is nothing in the principles of prosecution, in any other factors which prevent us from investigating anyone who's criminally responsible for an attempt to undo a democratic election.
Attorney General Merrick Garland. President Joe Biden will travel to Pennsylvania today to propose spending roughly $37 billion for fighting and preventing crime. It includes a $13 billion infusion to help communities hire and train 100,000 more police officers over the next 5 years. Criminal justice reform advocates have pointed to socioeconomic impacts that drive crime and reduce it rather than increase policing. But Biden's announcement comes as Republicans are trying to gain leverage in November's midterm elections by portraying Democrats as unwilling to confront crime problems. Yesterday, the president traveled to Massachusetts to announce modest steps in his administration that it will take to combat climate change. But he stopped short of declaring a formal climate emergency, which Democrats and environmental groups have been seeking. He did promise to continue to take more robust action in the future.
Let me be clear. Climate change is an emergency. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to use the power I have as president to turn these words into formal, official government actions through the appropriate proclamations, executive orders, and regulatory power that a president possesses.
Biden delivered his message at a former coal-fired power plant in Somerset, Massachusetts, that's shifting to offshore wind power manufacturing. This comes as historic temperatures have set records in 90 communities across the country so far this year, and at least 105 million Americans could experience triple-digit temperatures over the next several days. Ukraine's First Lady Olena Zelensky spoke to lawmakers in Washington, D.C. and called on Congress to provide more weapons and air defense systems to help Ukraine defend itself against Russia's invasion. A House committee advanced a bill to ban assault weapons like those used in recent mass shootings at a school in Uvalde, Texas, a supermarket in Buffalo, and a 4th of July parade in Illinois. Christopher Martinez has more.
Democrat David Cicilline of Rhode Island presented his H.R. 1808, the assault weapons ban of 2021, in the House Judiciary Committee. To explain the need for the bill, he played a 2018 audio recording from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Cicilline implored the members to act to keep weapons of war off the streets.
Let me be clear, we all respect the Second Amendment, but it's not without limits. There are more guns than people in this country, more mass shootings than days in the year. This is a uniquely American problem, and assault weapons only magnify the epidemic.
The assault weapons ban targets certain kinds of semi-automatic assault rifles, what are often called high-powered assault weapons or AR-15 style rifles. In particular, it would ban the sale of rifles, shotguns, and handguns with certain military features, like a pistol grip, telescoping stock, or high-capacity magazine. It would also ban bump stocks for rapid fire and magazines that hold more than 10 rounds, and also rocket launchers. Democrats hope to send the measure to the full House floor, then the Senate, and then to President Joe Biden's desk. Biden supports the measure, but in the Senate there's that 60-vote hurdle to cross. Reporting for Pacifica Radio News KPFA, I'm Christopher Martinez.
I'm Christina Onnested, reporting for Pacifica Radio.